Yo, what is up, everybody? It is your boy PaddaKillz here. Welcome back to a brand new NHL 18 video. So today's video we have the EA will be basically predicting the Stanley Cup champion of these. Basically, the 2018 playoffs are starting. It's been official, and yeah, I'm basically predict my winner, who I think is gonna win. And after that, we're gonna go into the simulation. So hopefully, you guys enjoy this video. Leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, turn on notifications. So Nashville and Colorado. Obviously, Colorado made the playoffs. I think Nashville wins in 6. I think it's going to be a pretty good series. I think Colorado will, fight, but I think Nashville takes that in 6. I'm going to pick Minnesota. Minnesota's been banged up recently, and, Minnesota usually chokes in the playoffs. Last year, they choked against St. Louis. I just think Winnipeg will move on in 6, even 5. I think it could possibly be 5 games as well, because, look at Minnesota's previous history. Again, this season, I think they're like banged up a bit. They're not playing their best hockey recently, even though they won 6-3 against San Jose. But Winnipeg, I just they have one of the best, Line A, Shifley. I mean, I just don't see them losing to Minnesota. Vegas Golden Knights and Los Angeles Kings. This is gonna be a very interesting series in my opinion. I think LA wins this in 7. I think this will be a really interesting series. I think Vegas will, show a fight, but I just don't see Vegas beating LA, man. Anze Kopitar, Drew Doughty, Jonathan Quick, the experience. They always say the experience means a lot. I just think LA will beat Vegas in 7. I just don't see the Vegas Golden Knights beating LA. But yeah, maybe they can upset, but I just think that it will be LA in 7. Next up, we have Anaheim and San Jose. This is going to be, again, a really interesting series. I feel like the San Jose Sharks in 6. I'm actually, hopefully they win, because I have Evander Kane's Evo card. I want them to win. I just think Anaheim usually, they don't really do good. Usually they make it to the conference final, then they go out in the first round. That's what happened in 2016. And then 2017, last year, they made it to conference final. So I think they're going to go out in 6. San Jose also, they have a pretty good goalie, Martin Jones. I think they can win. Next up, Tampa Bay, New Jersey. Tampa Bay in 7. I think New Jersey will show a fight. Taylor Hall can. I changed my mind. Tampa Bay in 6. Taylor Hall has been carrying the New Jersey Devils. I just don't think he can carry it in the playoffs, especially against a really good Tampa Bay Lightning team with Nikita Kucherov, Stamkos, and Vezina Vasilevsky. Yeah. Next up, I have Bruins and Maple Leafs. Rivalry continues. Honestly, Boston, they lost today. I really thought Boston would beat Florida and get that first place in East, but it's going to be Boston versus Toronto. Honestly, this is going to be a really interesting series. Obviously, I remember 2013, I went to Game 7, Boston won. This is, again, an interesting series. I'm going to go with Toronto in 7. I'm saying Toronto in 7. I know Boston, I'm just going to go ahead, because Toronto, I feel like last year, they showed a pretty good fight against the Washington Capitals. This year, I think they're going to be Boston in 7 games to move on to the second round. Washington, Columbus. Columbus fans are finally happy they do not have to verse the Pittsburgh Penguins. Washington, Columbus is going to be really interesting. Columbus has literally been on fire recently. Honestly, I'm going to say Columbus in 7. Now, they always come in the first round. They choke in the second round. I think Columbus with Artemi Panarin. Artemi Panarin's legit been on fire recently. I think Columbus will get it done and beat Washington and move on to the second round. I just think that's going to happen. Hopefully that happens. I'm rooting for Columbus because Panarin's on that team. Pittsburgh, Philly, again, hell of a series. Giroux's been playing great recently. The Philadelphia Flyers have been playing pretty good, but they're versing the back-to-back defending Stanley Cup champions in Sidney Crosby, Malkin, and Kessel. I just don't see them beating Penguins. I feel the Penguins will win in 6 games. I don't see them going to 7. It's going to be a good series, but I just feel Pittsburgh is going to win that. Now, next up, we'll go back to the West here. We got Nashville, Winnipeg. Nashville in 7. That's going to be a really good series if that happens. Both teams are super teams. I feel like Nashville will win in 7 against Winnipeg because, the defense, the Nashville defense is amazing. Kings versus Sharks. I feel like San Jose will win in 7 as well. I feel both of those series will go to 7 games if that happens. It's going to be definitely a gritty series, a hard-fought series. Most of these California series are going to be hard-fought. So I see San Jose in 7. San Jose, Nashville. I feel like Nashville will win in 6. Nashville will get the edge on the San Jose Sharks, and Nashville will go back to a back-to-back Western Conference champions. Next up, Tampa Bay, Toronto. I don't see Toronto beating Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay in 7. I feel like Tampa Bay will move on with that stacked team and how good they've been. Obviously, they struggled recently. Columbus, Pittsburgh. I'm gonna go with the Penguins, and I don't think the Columbus Blue Jackets will beat the Penguins in the second round if it happens. I have the Blue Jackets I have the Penguins beating the Blue Jackets in 6. Sidney Crosby will go to a conference final. And Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel Tampa Bay in 7 games. I feel like Tampa Bay, Steven Stamkos, Nikita Kucherov, and Vasilevsky will go on another level and beat the Penguins to go on to the Stanley Cup Finals. And for the Stanley Cup Finals, it will be Nashville versus Tampa Bay. I have Nashville winning it in 7, being Stanley Cup champion. So that's my thing. We're gonna start off this playoff simulation now. That was, my vote. So obviously, we're basically just going to simulate all of the games here. Basically simulate to next game. I'm gonna keep on doing this and see who will win the Stanley Cup. So it looks like Vegas has a 1-0 lead, Nashville has a 1-0 lead, Columbus has a 1-0 lead, Minnesota has a 1-0 lead over Winnipeg, and we're just gonna quickly do this. So Philly got 1-0 lead. We're gonna go to the next one. I'm just gonna simulate the round. We'll simulate. No. All right, I'm gonna have to finish the game. I did not mean to do that. Honestly, I'm new to this. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna go. How do we simulate the playoff round? I don't know. I think we go here. No. Oh my god, I'm such a noob at this. I remember in previous years you can simulate the round. I think okay. Sim to next game. We're gonna go ahead and sim to next game. Minnesota has 2-0 lead, 1-1 with Pittsburgh and Nashville. Vegas has a 2-0 lead. Tampa Bay has a 2-0 lead, and Philadelphia has a 2-0 lead. So we're gonna go into game 3. Nashville takes a 2-1 lead. LA comes back and wins it. Tampa Bay has a 3-0 lead over the New Jersey Devils, and Columbus takes a 2-1 lead, and Minnesota takes a 3-0 lead, and San Jose has a Anaheim gets back in it. Boston, Toronto wins game 3, and Philadelphia takes a 3-0 lead. All right, we're gonna go into game 4. Nashville has a 3-1 lead. Same with the Vegas Golden Knights. Tampa Bay, they are the first to move on to the second round. Columbus, it's tied at 2. Minnesota has a chance, and no, Winnipeg still in it. Anaheim ties the series up, and Toronto has a 3-0 lead. Philadelphia has a chance to close it out, and they don't. Pittsburgh wants to keep fighting Nashville. All right, Colorado's still coming back. That'll be going to game 6. Same with the LA Kings. And game 5, Washington wins, and they have a 3-2 series lead. And Minnesota is choking. Winnipeg is coming back. San Jose takes a 3-2 series lead. Same with Toronto. And Philadelphia moves on. They beat the Penguins in 4-0, and they upset Nashville. Nashville moves on. Vegas, it's going to game 7. Vegas and LA is going to game 7. Game 7 for Columbus and Washington as well. And Minnesota will move on. They will not choke a 3-0 series lead. But San Jose, will they move on? No, it's going to game 7. Toronto has a chance, and they're moving on. So we got 3 game 7s here. Vegas and LA, and Vegas moves on to... Vegas wins its first ever playoff series. Washington versus Columbus. Washington moves on. They beat them. And San Jose and Anaheim. And it looks like San Jose will move on. Now we have Nashville, Minnesota, San Jose. All right, this is going to be very interesting. Minnesota takes a 1-0 series lead. Vegas takes a 1-0 series lead. Tampa Bay takes a 1-0 series lead. And Philadelphia takes a 1-0 series lead. Nashville ties it right back up. Same with San Jose Sharks and Tampa Bay Lightning. They tied up. And it looks like Philadelphia takes a 2-0 series lead. Minnesota wins game 3. Same with San Jose, pardon me. Toronto takes game 3 with the 2-1 series lead. And Philadelphia, Washington fights back. It's 2-1. Nashville, Minnesota takes a 3-1 lead. Vegas ties it up at 2. And Toronto, they take a 3-1 series lead. And Philadelphia, no, the series is tied at 2. Minnesota has a chance to move to the conference final. And they do. The Minnesota Wild will move to the conference finals. San Jose takes a 3-2 series lead. Tampa Bay, Toronto. Toronto does not close it out as Tampa Bay continues to fight. And the Philadelphia takes a 3-2 series lead. 3 potential. And San Jose beats Vegas in 6. We have San Jose and Minnesota. Toronto has a chance to go to the conference final. And they do. Will Washington choke in the second round again? And Washington chokes in the second round again to the Philadelphia Flyers. And we have Flyers, Toronto. Toronto fans are happy. San Jose and Minnesota. Minnesota fans are really happy. Finally, they're not choking. Now, we're going to the conference final. San Jose takes a 1-0 series lead. And Philadelphia takes a 1-0 series lead. 1-1. Minnesota comes right back. Same with Toronto. Going back. 2-1 series lead for the San Jose Sharks. 2-1 lead for the Philadelphia Flyers. 2-1. 2-2. Minnesota ties it. Well, Toronto tied. Toronto goes down 3-1 to Philly. And Minnesota wins Game 6. They have a chance to move on to the Stanley Cup Finals. And Flyers, can they move on? And the Philadelphia Flyers are the first team to advance in the Stanley Cup Finals. San Jose versus Minnesota. Minnesota has a chance to close it out. And do they? And no, it will be going to a Game 7 conference final. Game 7. And it looks like who will go. And the Minnesota Wild are reached the Stanley Cup Finals. It's Philadelphia versus Minnesota. Flyers fans are excited. Can the Flyers win the Stanley Cup? Minnesota. 1-1. We're going to Philly. Minnesota has a 2-1 series lead. 2-2. Philadelphia answers. Game 5. This is a very important game. Who will take it? Minnesota takes it. And they have a chance to win the Stanley Cup. And it's going to Game 7. We're going to go ahead and simulate this game. The Philadelphia Flyers have a chance to win the Stanley Cup. And that'll be amazing. First period, Jacob Voracek. Second period, third period, and it's going to overtime. Eric Stahl. It's 1-1. Double overtime. Who will be the overtime winner? And it is Michael Granlund. He is. The Minnesota Wild have won the Stanley Cup. They're the Stanley Cup champions. EA has predicted that they'll win the Stanley Cup. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace.